Life is a dream, a journey to live and feel, a bag full of surprises and thrills. Resting on our choices, one wrong kills. In the midst of globalization, India has adopted a lot from the Western world. Drug abuse has always been prevalent in the Western countries like USA. Most of the hard rock and metal bands have popularized the consumption of such stuffs all throughout the world. In recent times, doping rate in India has reached an alarming level. A report published in India Today magazine in August 2010 on the first and last national survey on drug abuse in India revealed that there were about 70 million drug users in the country and the number is still growing. The most common drugs used then were ganja, hashish, opium and heroin. The current prevalence rate within the age group of 12 to 18 years is 21.4% for alcohol, 3% for cannabis, 0.7% for opium and 3.6% for other illicit drugs. All the metropolitan cities in India have a huge percentage of people doing drugs, Bangalore being a major city among them. This city hypnotizes the youngsters from all over the country with its rich educational culture, a mesmerizing climate, and the presence of big multinational companies. Under the flashy neon lights of the city, the dark side of it goes unnoticed. According to a study conducted by a leading web portal, Rediff.com, 23% of over 2 lakh college students studying in the tech capital are hooked to drugs. Mr. Sachidananda Hegde, Chairman, Karnataka State Temperance Board, told an English daily, DNA, during an interview that about 30% of students in Bangalore are drug addicts. This includes high school and college students and those pursuing engineering and medical courses. Each year, the number of drug addicts is growing by 15%. During the course of research for my documentary, I came across Rohan Sharma. He was an addict who shared his life log with us.
When it came to higher studies, Bangalore had always been my first choice. What could be a better place than the gardens in the IT city? Hailing from a middle-class family in Bihar, I came to Bangalore to pursue B.Tech in software engineering. As I had been to a reputed school in Patna, I proved myself to be an outstanding student initially. I was a good friend to my classmate and a favorite among the teachers. Popularity gained me new friends. My vicious friend circle grew bigger and dangerously day by day. The adrenaline in my bloodstream forced me to start drinking and smoking just for fun's sake. I never realized that I got addicted to the fun. My interest shifted from books to weed. My presence in the college deteriorated. I bunked classes just to smoke up. There were times when I stayed bombed throughout the day. I have always been good at studies, but during this stage of my life, I got high and my results went low. Somehow, I managed to clear all my semesters with a decent percentile and finally got absorbed in a well-known company here in Bangalore. Now, more money meant more fun. I started attending rave parties. I always wanted to try greater stuffs, but money was a barrier. Now that I just started earning, I started partying harder and turned towards more dangerous drugs. I got addicted to cocaine, hash, meth, heroin, morphine and so on. Even my family became a hindrance, and I started avoiding them. Life had completely gone out of control. It was finally my friends who decided that something had to be done with me. And that is how I ended up at a rehabilitation center in Bangalore for drug addicts.
To research further on how rehabilitation centers play an important role in detoxifying the body, I happened to interview two persons. They themselves were addicted to drugs at a point of time and are now running a rehabilitation center for drugs and alcohol addicts in Bangalore.
Most of us here have been through this journey, including the management, the staff. We have been through this journey of addiction ourselves. We have, for example, me, I've gone through nearly 32 years of drug addiction. I cleaned up. I saw a new way of life. I reclaimed my life, And as I went on my journey of recovery, I could tell another guy coming in, you can do the same. I could tell another guy how he's going to feel. I could empathize with a new guy that came in. I could feel his pain. I know exactly, I can read his pain. Unlike doctors or psychiatrists, they don't read the pain. There's no empathy. Everything is from bookwork, See that most rehabs are fear. They use fear psychosis. They use induced fear, That's what's happening in most rehabs. There's a lot of beating up. There's a lot of there are closed environments, locked up facilities, all over, which induces fear. Now, in fact, if you see our center, there's a lot of freedom from the beginning. We don't have closed gates. We don't have locked up gates. Everything's open, and the group moves by itself. We believe that freedom, they come from bondage, and when they get into recovery, there's a lot of freedom from the beginning. So there's a lot of love and affection. There's a lot of kindness given to these guys. My job and my team's job is basically to touch lives. To touch lives through our experiences. Through our love and compassion, and we walk the talk. All youngsters, are doing so well in their lives. They're all over. They are reclaimed their lives. They started their lives again. They have. There are so many who are doing so well in their lives. Our purpose in life today is to give healing to others. And that is our job.
What we believe in is really not kind of substituting anything for what they're already doing. Yeah, and so the best way we try is to wean them out in a natural way. Now, most of the people who come in here, they go through. A lot of them go through withdrawal symptoms. When I say withdrawals, is the kind of feeling you get when you're not using substances or alcohol. And that could vary in terms of trembling, hallucination, fits, and things like this. For these kind of cases, for extreme cases, we do use a bit of medication, but for most of them, we kind of allow them to wean out or clean out by themselves in a very natural way. And that takes a process. That could be, for some people, it could be a couple of days, some people a week, some people half a month, or some people even a month. It depends on how badly you have damaged yourself due to the use of drugs and alcohol. Well, this is the kind of schedule we have is like their wake-up time is at 6 o'clock and they kind of do a bit of freshening up and then they go in for the morning prayer which starts at 6:30. After 7 o'clock, they go down to the ground where they do a bit of exercise which is for a half an hour. From 8 they start on their what we believe is a kind of a discipline, a normal discipline which anybody would do, is they do their own kind of work. That's like probably maybe you sweep your area, do your bed up, clean your surroundings, and what you would do normally at home. The first session is half an hour of silent hour. That's from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. From 9 to 9:30, they have a meditation class. Right, I mean, where they do meditation. By 10:30, the first session starts, which goes up to about 10:45, and then they do a thing which is called thoughts and feelings, where they write about their thoughts, their feelings, and what they feel are their defects. It's something which you get to work on to know yourself. From 2:30 to 4 is what we call step work. It's the working of the steps from the 12-step program. About 4:15, 4:20. They go to the games ground where they play probably cricket, football, volleyball, depending what they enjoy playing. After showering up and freshening up, they go for what we call the in-house meeting, which is from 7 to 8. 8 o'clock they're free, where they then watch television, play carom, play chess, read the papers. This goes up till about 9 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is their dinner time. And then, of course, again, it's free time till 10. And at 10 o'clock, we kind of wind up. We say the night prayer, and 10 o'clock they go to sleep. The recovery rate in the world is about 2%. All right. So that will tell you really how it is. The whole recovery process works on how much you desire to stay clean, how much you want to change your life. There is no kind of guarantee in this. It's not a foolproof kind of guarantee. It works if you follow the program. There's no word as recovered for a drug addict or an alcoholic, because there's every possibility a person could relapse, because it's what we call a disease, and a disease which can be only arrested. You cannot cure this disease. Yeah, it's like one addict helping another addict, because I walked that journey and I know I would not laugh, I would not judge, I would not ridicule another person who's going through a similar thing. If you know people who are into drug addiction or alcoholism, I think you've got to treat them gently with love, and probably find a place where they can receive the required help. I think that's great.
Thousands of people come to Bangalore every day, and hundreds of them get addicted to drugs every hour. Some do it for fun, some in anxiety. But whatever be the reason to start it, the end is devastating. This is my sincere effort put together to create awareness among the society, and I hope we together can put an end to the use of illicit drugs in our city for a better tomorrow.
I'm addicted.
I'm addicted.
I'm addicted.
I'm addicted.
I'm addicted to the rhythm of music. To my mom's food.
To the eyes of my love.
To the smile of these angels. There are 1,000 addicts and there are 1 billion of us. Let's help them recover and help them to live their lives clean. Let's join hands and help in cleaning the society with love and care.